Athena, and what's the last map? Dante's Peak. So that's kind of cool.
Sounds good. Hey, Faust in the chat.
Dante's
Faust
Peak
tried, man.
is like the insanely, or the most insane Zerg favored map ever, which is kind of crazy.
Dante's Peak?
I think so. It was heavily Zerg favored. It's why that MSL, the top 4 were all Zergs. Like, it was completely crazy. Like, oh, I need to join, don't I? You're already in the game.
Why is Dante's Peak so good for Zerg?
I can't remember why exactly, but we'll soon find out if it gets to a game 3. There's a lot of wide open space if I remember correctly.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally in a game. It's going to be Trutacz versus Dandy. Is it going to lag? I'm slightly concerned about with Dandy in the game.
Hopefully we'll be okay. Looks like we're playing on high latency, so we're good.
Seems good. Alright, in that case, at the top left position as the orange Terran, we will have Dandy.
Then in the bottom right, we do in fact have Trutacz. The red Zerg.
Alright, is this the round of 8 now? I think we're in the round of 8, right? We are. Alright, sweet guys. First quarterfinal. Oh my god, I just refreshed the bracket. Guys, Lancer actually took Eon out 2-0. I was completely wrong. Apologies, Lancer. I underestimated you, my Protoss brother. But that means Lancer versus Red is also happening. But I guess we're in this match already. Oh god. Alright.
Okay, so what are we going to see Trutacz do on this map? Now, I'm sure this is going to be a map that Trutacz and Dandy have both played, because even though it isn't the most standard map, this was played quite a lot on IC Cup, because it did come up a lot on Map of the Week. It all depends on how active they were during that period and things. But I mean, this is probably the most standard map in the pool today, out of all of them, so it's going to be pretty cool to see how they both work this out. Looks like Dandy is going for that wall-in as well, so I mean this wall-in is pretty much a guaranteed safe 2 bases, so there's pretty much no reason not to do it. And it is the reason why the Sunken Rush is a thing. It doesn't look like Trutacz is going to do it, but the fact, I mean even Protoss will always wall-in this gap. There's usually not a Sunken Rush against Protoss, but against Terran, very strong option.
Indeed it is. And there indeed is the 12th hatch, so everything going according to plan here. By the way, just quick note actually on what I just said. We were waiting for Lancer versus Eon, so it must be that Eon Zerg just didn't show and Lancer took a walkover, right? He couldn't just beat him 2-0 in the time it took us to join this game. So now that I think about it more, I think that's probably what happened. Anyway, looks like scouting workers gonna meet each other. High five here at the bottom left. Interesting that that Trutacz didn't cross-map scout. Usually when Zerg's 12 hatch, I see them go cross-map drone scout, whereas he actually checked the close position first. But I guess it doesn't matter that much. Although he's gonna get walled out now though, so he's not gonna get a drone scout in the base to see what's going on.
I mean the important thing is on this map, I think it's very rare you'll see a Terran do anything but 1 Rax FE or 14 CC on this map. There's just pretty much no reason not to. I mean, you can maybe catch somebody out by going 2-port Wraith, especially if you can wall out the drone. But you play a very high risk gamble in hoping that they don't scout the right way. Because as soon as they scout it, they know they're going to be perfectly fine.
This SCV looked like it stopped building half a second, and then it went back to building, and then it stopped again. I think he tried to manually swing it to the other side or something. But I don't know the Marine comes out either way. So that's a good. Hey, Shamtu's in the channel. What's up, Shamtu? You're here to see this SCV die. Oh, got him.
You know what you could do? You could build a Sunken now.
Oh my god.
We're gonna wait until we can see a Tai 2 map. Like Tai 2 will definitely, like Tai 2 has Sunken Rush me on this map. I think he may lose his scouting SCV as well. No, he does manage to pull it away just at the last second, and yeah, he does get away with 20 health. So that lowers his scouting options a little bit later. It'll be interesting to see where Trutacz decides to take his 3rd base.
Yes, indeed. And looks like scouting SCV is gonna see 3rd hatch timing. Gonna see everything he needs to. On the other side, fast +1, all that good jazz. Somebody in the chat pointed out, by the way, that if you do want to watch Lancer X versus Rhett is currently streaming his first-person view of the tournament. So feel free to go and go check out Rhett's stream. It is a pretty awesome stream in general. good music taste, awesome games. I think he's like 2,700 or so MMR on a good day, although he's fallen down a little bit recently.
Yeah, I just checked out Red Stream today. He seems like he's very talkative with everyone, so it's always nice to see. And Sham2 feeling down, saying no one wants him to cast anymore, but that's clearly not true, because you will be casting tomorrow in the Team Liquid Open at 5... is it? No, it's 5 PM UK time, right?
Yeah.
So I think 12 PM Sham2 time.
Is it? Is Sham2 not on the West Coast?
I'm not sure. Don't ask me about time. We've already figured this out.
It might be 9 AM for Sham2. I think he's Pacific time there.
Oh yeah, 9 AM. Wow.
Bit rough.
It's all good. Like the difference is like it won't be like 3 AM when the tournament finishes for him if it goes on long.
That's true. He gets to sleep before the tournament instead of during it like DeWalt. Anyway, a couple of things running in here to the front. Obviously not going to do anything, and here are the barracks starting to be built. Did he? Oh no, okay, the engineering bay is blinking. For a second I thought the eBay wasn't blinking for some reason. And he's going to be facing a 3-hatch Spire, as one might expect. Now the drone's going out. Is he going to take the main of the top right, or is he going to swing in here and take the natural? So again, the natural will be protected with this ramp, and you can put lurkers on top, whereas the main, a little bit more open. So I think the natural is a good choice here. Yeah, he is going to the... Oh, wait! Yes, he's going to the natural.
Definitely a good choice. You can put the lurkers up. The only problem you may have is you can get a really nice concave over that ramp to actually kill the lurkers from the low ground with the Marines. But Dandy has actually scanned, seen the Spire going up, so he's going to know exactly what to build and when to build it.
And I mean, you know, I'm sure the build doesn't deviate anyway, seeing the Spire. This is kind of a targeted at the 3-hatch Spire. Although, actually, he got the factory after just a 3 barracks.
Yeah, he's going 3 racks tech. 3 racks tech. Very old school build almost. And the thing is, it'll make him change the amount of turrets, because obviously if you scan and you don't see a Spire, then you won't be building any turrets, so it does make a little bit of a difference. Interestingly, Dandy's not building the turrets in his mineral line, he's building them just behind, which while that does, I mean, it does make it easier for them to attack the mutants before they come in, it does make it a little bit harder to repair them, so that could come into play a little bit later on.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is good. And there's plenty of space back here as well for Marines to run. There's even like a little broken down hut there, you can hide in that. Oh man, it'd be so cool if you could like garrison units in Broodor into like broken buildings on the map. But anyway, looks like Starport on the way now for Daishinkai. Is he? Oh, I think he's just preparing. I thought he was like looking for that Overlord at the top, but it looks like he's just getting ready.
Trutacz has actually added 2 Scourge already. I think Trutacz maybe thinks that Dandy was going to go for some kind of mech opening on this map. Mech is obviously very powerful, but now the 2 Scourge aren't really going to be able to do too much.
Yeah, that is a curious choice. I mean, you know, eventually when the first vessel comes out, you could potentially snipe that, but not going to be too useful now, especially since he's delayed the starport right before it finishes, and doing a good job here, micing around. Of course, Dandy's Marine force was split. He had half his Marines waiting at the natural, the other half in the main, which is why Trutacz was able to kind of engage them separately. More units actually looks like being rallied to the middle of the map here for Trutacz. I like that he's got a couple of random lings on the left side just to help spot maybe dropships coming out, and the Overlord spotting on the top side. So very good vision coverage. And he's actually split the Scourge up. I think the Scourge are for anti-drops. So the Scourge covering the top side exit, the Mutants covering the bottom. So no way a dropship can actually leave the base right now.
Yeah. The other thing is, Dandy has been building up, but once again, Dandy's not really building up of all of his barracks constantly. They've been idle for just a little bit, and since he's lost so many Marines already, that idle time is all adding up. He's actually below in supply now to Trutacz, which is not the best position you want to be in as Terran. I mean, Trutacz hasn't really been droning up at his third, though. He's only now just standing his first drone, and he's not transferred any there either. Looks like we do see him going into Hive, skipping out lurkers to begin with. So he's going to have a strong place to go into. Now, one thing I mentioned before, this map's actually really good for Guardians as well, because of all that dead space above the main and the naturals, so you can do some really crazy good job. Okay, Dandy scanned the Hive though, so he should know what to be careful of.
Oh, looks like the Muta's running in again, just going for a strafing run across the Terran base. Not that many turret shots going down, taking out quite a decent number of SCVs. Also going to just chill out here on this high ground that you mentioned, just attacking science ability. A lot of Lurker Link, by the way, are massing up in the middle of the map. So these Mutas have already done their job. The fact that they're still doing damage is really a bonus now for Trutacz. Dandy really at this point should have been able to move out. He's not even able to get his irradiate because he has to move.
Oh my god, but all the Mutalists did die then, -1, but this counterattack is going to do so much. There is 3 tanks out the front, but I don't think he has siege mode yet. It looks like it's still researching.
Yeah,
and he's going to set up a really nice contain.
Few Marines getting baited to their death on this Lurker, more Lurkers coming in, but you know, you can't really contain a Terran for very long thanks to siege mode. Although, given the delay on everything, delay on irradiate, delay on siege mode, it's going to be a little while here before he can actually move out. He's got to be careful not to let his tanks get too close as well. If they're in lurker range, he could lose them all. He is in lurker range. He's got to pull back inside the wall.
There are so many lurkers on this little bit of high ground. And a lot of the Bioforce, including all of the medics, have actually gone down. So there's no medics here with Dandy's army, meaning he's not going to be able to push out, at least for another 2 rounds of units.
Man, that is pretty painful. Although he did catch a couple of the lurkers on retreat. Meanwhile, Nidus now connecting Trutacz to his third base. What does he got? He's got Defiler Mounds almost complete, and the Terran has barely started leaving his base. So he should have time, although this is the crucial timing. Can Dandy run cross-map down to Trutach's base before the Defilers get out? It seems unlikely. It seems like he might just die in the middle of the map if he gets too aggressive. 4 more lurkings, more
some Lings getting caught out there.
Uh-oh. 1-1 is finished though, Kicks. Against +1 carapace for the Zerg, he's going in again.
Oh my god, these Lings are at the worst possible angle, but look at the Lurker flank. Is he going to be able to get some good spines? No! Dandy actually manages to fall back.
It looks like Trutacz is still pressing forward though, not the best idea. Throwing away a couple of Lurkers, he does pick off one of the siege tanks and a decent amount of Marines, but interestingly, despite all the damage that Trutacz seems to be doing, the supply is still in favor of Dandy, just by about 10-15 supply. Thereabouts. It's very, very close still, but now the Defiler is out, and Dandy still hasn't been able to even make it to the halfway point between their bases, so Dark Swarm is going to be ready in plenty of time here.
Yeah, and Trutacz still has a really good position on the map. He's actually got a position just in front of that choke in the middle. The vessel will scout these lurkers, so he needs to be a bit careful, but he doesn't have his third base just yet either.
Oh, he's moving down the middle. His flanks are actually protected by these little random construction walls in the middle of the map, and 2 Overlords also falling, supply blocking. Trutacz made a mistake, but there's the first Dark Swarm, and the Marines have to back off.
Yeah, Dandy's biocontrol so far has been really good, moving away from the lurkers at the perfect timing, and they're going to actually move up through tank fire. I mean, they are under the swarms now, but that one I think isn't, so it may actually die. Now, if he targets the back lurker, he can kill that front one, but I don't think he knows about that little trick. He's not, yeah, he's definitely not target firing that, unfortunately. And the Marine Medic actually walk into the lurker for a second to try and finish it off, but it is in fact under the swarm, so he's perfectly safe. And this one Ling will scout the third base coming up from Dandy.
Well, the Ling actually isn't in vision, right? If we take the vision off, he can't see it being built, so he's not quite in the correct position. He's more in an anti-drop position rather than blocking the SCV
though. He can see the SCV just like moving back and forth, so he should know it's building. But he has got most of his attention at the front, where this big Terran force is still pushing in. These could be some huge lurker spines though, Sail.
Oh my god, a big skewer first, but it looks like he's down to just 3 lurkers, no more support units, and boom, go the lurkers. Dandy's pushing through, 20 supply lead for him, a bunch of Scourge come out. I don't see a Defiler. Okay, finally two Defilers pop. He's gotta be careful not to accidentally eat his Overlords here. They're all kind of clumping together. But with Swarm, he should
he actually ate an Overlord.
He actually ate an Overlord. Alright, well, there you go. Now he's eating the Lings.
At least he didn't eat a Defiler. Oh my god, once again, Dandy, if he targets the Nidus, he kills both of the, well, at least the first lurker.
Looks like, oh, wait, but buildings aren't affected by Dark Storm, right? So the tank shots would just shoot the Nidus, won't they? They won't land
good point.
one back. Alright, there's a drop at the top right, though. There is a drop at the third base. There were 3 Sunkens being made at the front, but they didn't actually cover the back, and all of that
is going to go down as well.
Oh man, the good drop vision that Trutacz set up, not helping him at all, but he does already
two
have
fire bats. The fire bats killing so many of the Lings trying to come in to defend. Having
Wait,
to
did he not
send a
bring a medic?
defiler. No, it doesn't look like he bought a medic with this, which, I mean, his units are all going to die now, but they have done so much damage. And he's still contained at the front of his base, some really nice irradiates. One thing that I've been keeping an eye on Dandy is Dandy's been really good at using his vessel energy, so the defilers haven't been as strong as they could have been.
Yes, indeed. Looks like the one remaining mute is just chilling behind, behind Dandy's base. Dandy, by the way, is adding another starport. I guess, oh, that's actually only his second starport. So I guess he has a delayed second port because he did make quite a few siege tanks. He went for that faster machine shop, and it seems to have paid off, although he's going to lose this last tank in the front if he doesn't pay attention, but he's now mining from his third base. He's on 3 base Terran against 3 base Zerg. He's got a 50 supply lead almost, and Dandy is really in control of this game. Now Trutacz, though, is taking the top right main for his 4th base. Can he hold on with the defilers? Oh, another drop in the natural, though.
Oh, and this could be good. There's absolutely no defense up here. It looks like Alerka's trying to morph at the top of the ramp, but that's not going to finish in time, and there's so many drones are going to go down here. Can the Scourge get the dropship, though? No, they just miss it.
There's a lurker there. He needs to scan. There's the scan. Is he going to go for it? Nice focus fire. Oh my god, these 2-1
really
Marines absolutely shredding everything.
Oh, and there's the swarm, but just a little bit too late. Will save his gas drones, and it looks like he consumed another Overlord. Trutacz knows that he's got more Overlords than he has supply, so he's safe. Loses his 4th hatchery in the top right, though it does have to be cancelled. And these Marine Medic are going to push up against the Sunkens as well. Oh, it looks like maybe he's not going to.
On that drop, so they're going to get cleaned up very quickly. He almost even kills the extractor at the natural. If he can like siege tank, put a siege tank on the low ground and shoot it from there, he can actually just, I think, one-shot this extractor, which would be really, really funny. But Ultraless Cavern has finished. I don't see any Ultras just yet, but it's going to be difficult stuck on this 3 base, though, for Trutacz. Although, actually, Dandy is getting very close to mined out at both his main and his natural.
Dandy's expanding in the bottom left, and he's building a factory there. I think we're going to see him go into at least more tanks. We see him throw down a scan, looking for another base, actually checking the 6 o'clock and the 9 o'clock bases there. Doesn't see any extra hatcheries, so he must know he's in a good position at this point.
He's going double armory kicks at his natural. He's going to really ramp up on those mech upgrades, really commit to that full mech switch that we see so often nowadays. There's a big SCV transfer from his main base, presumably to the bottom left, the new base. And it looks like Trutacz trying to clear out this top right main. He really desperately needs a 4th base if he wants to actually, you know, do any kind of ultraless production. You can see he's had this cavern for a while, but just cannot afford it. Meanwhile, dropship, another dropship floating around. I don't know if this is the same one. It's potentially going to send some more units to the back of the natural here.
And there's no defense here again. Oh, but he's actually barreling down the front as well, and a radiate goes down on the defiler. It does. Oh my god, he's going to show his Ultralisk as well, but I think they're going to be able to clean up the drop on their own. It looks like Dandy didn't send a medic with this again.
Dandy just throwing random groups of units in. It's going to be really close. The Ultralisk is barely going to win with 40 HP left. They don't have their upgrades yet. You can see he's still just a +2 carapace. Didn't get that bonus +2 from the Ultralisk Cavern yet. Meanwhile, as you said, a lot of factories now being added at the bottom left for Dandy. A 50 supply held constant here by the Terran players, but Trutacz has cleared out the top right main, so he is expanding there again.
Not only that, Sale, but we see an Eraser Trek going on the drones of the natural, but look how quickly they were pulled, almost immediately. The drones are on away, but he's got no anti-air. 2 Scourge finally come out, they fly straight past the vessel. So he's actually going to lose a lot more drones than he should have done there.
Oh man, 1 vessel does fall, but it looks like Dandy not paying attention, too busy microing his force at the front. Looks like 2 Ultras going to come in the back and flank, plus 4 carapace now finished for them. They do have their bonus.
He has no defilers anymore though. Oh my god,
God.
he's gonna kill all the Marines at least, but all the medics are gonna survive, and that's gonna be his problem. Look at the huge amount of Marines and medics heading down from Dandy's main to reinforce this push.
Oh
Dandy
man,
has
that
got
is a
such
lot
a parade going on right now of Terran units, but the Ultralist upgrade has finished. 2-1 Marines against Ultras. There may be a semi-upgrade advantage, but look how long it takes them to kill these Ultralists, and Swarm is about to come in as well.
Indeed it is, and he's pulling back now. This is actually the perfect time for Trutacz.
We see a drop in the right side gets cleaned up as well, and the Scourge takes out the dropship, so Dandy not
And
doing
there's a
too much now.
random full energy vessel at the front of the Zerg's base, just chilling, because, you know, why not? But yeah, it looks like Trutacz going for an attack here at the third base, and this is the perfect time because of the mech switch. The mech switch makes Dandy weaker. He has to add all the factories. He has to get the new set of upgrades. You know, until he gets a decent massive siege tanks, he will have a vulnerability, and Trutacz is taking advantage of it with the Ultralist timing coming out here with the Dark Swarm. The Marines not even pulling back at this third base. Dandy could be falling apart because his main and his natural are wiped out, are mined out. If this base falls as well, and a big plague on the Marines! A huge plague. Trutacz might actually pull back.
Yeah, his macro has slipped so much as well. Look at how much money Dandy has, despite being mined out in his main and his natural. Another swarm does go down, clearing up these final Marines. But Dandy isn't building units. He's only just started building units out of the bottom left main. So he is going to be able to stabilize. He does have the huge bank. But Trutacz is going to be able to take his fourth base now, and he's going to find a way to stabilize himself back into the game.
Dandy's made some kind of crazy diagonal wall at the bottom left, which looks very, very funny. But
This
I mean,
is
I
very
guess it works. He's not walling
Flash-esque,
anything in. Sorry?
This is very Flash-esque. Flash did a similar sort of thing in a game versus Jada on Fighting Spirit, I think. Yeah, it really helps versus Ultralisks when you have tanks. Although I'm kind of confused. Oh, okay, so he does have tanks on the high ground. I was going to say, like, you need tanks on the high ground.
Top right, Eraser kicks. They can't run away. There's nowhere to go. There's no Nidus.
Oh no. Eraser's pretty good. Oh my god, look at all the Scourge though. These two vessels are forfeit. Oh, here comes the Ling counterattack into the bottom left. He's finally seen this base. Oh, oh no, there we go, the Lings die. Dandy actually building a bunker there as well. Building a wall at the front as well is going to make this so hard to push in. But there's a random Ultra still alive at the third base of Dandy.
Oh man, and more vessels falling. I gotta say, Trutacz has been really on the ball with scourging these science vessels. Even though Dandy's medic marine control was pretty good, he's really not keeping track of his science vessels, which arguably is even more important than the medic marine control. But a nice D-Matrix there, but look, he's gonna lose another one here. No answer. Yep, there goes another vessel. Trutacz definitely clawing his way slowly but surely in this game, although he can't stop the bottom left though. Look at how many tanks are here now. There's 1 billion tanks, and because of Colosseum, he gets a free natural expansion with that base.
You know what Trutacz needs to do, but he can't really afford to, is to go into Guardians at this point. There's absolutely no anti-air in the bottom left corner. There'd be no answer as well. He's lost most of his vessels. I think all of his vessels have actually gone down now. And it looks like Trutacz is still trying to do as much damage as he can. He's going to catch the tanks unsieged!
Doesn't matter though, that's a lot of tanks, although the Crackling's doing work. Do they have upgrades? They're 1-1 right now, but against 5-2 Ultralisks. And actually, if he can grab all these tanks, that would be huge. But the tanks are pretty strong. The Ultralisk gets blown up immediately. The Cracklings are actually doing better than the Ultra.
Yeah, Crackling's a pretty good sale. It's kind of crazy.
Cracklings are way too good, man. Dude, as a Protoss player, I think we can both agree, Protoss and Terran, that Cracklings are far too good.
Now Dandy's doing a really good job of checking where the last Zerg bases are. It looks like he's seen that there's no base in the 12 o'clock and no base at the 3 o'clock, so he's going to go straight for this top right main, and there's just not enough to defend here. Somehow Trutacz has lost most of his drones, and he's just not been rebuilding them. He's been forced to build too many units, and a huge attack goes in, but no swarm. And with this amount of tank sale, I think Trutacz's final army is going to go down.
Oh man, the tank's just blowing everything up, even underneath the Dark Swarm. By the way, I cannot believe we got to this point. I thought Trutacz was so far ahead after the Muta Harass. The supplies were only like 5 supply difference between Dandy and Trutacz at that point, and that usually means the Zerg is in a really, really good position. You know, especially, you know, how long it took Dandy to get out of his base. The fathers were out by the time he even got halfway. I was like, man, Trutacz has got this game. And yet, here we are, you know, a 90 supply lead for Dandy. He's got map control. He's bearing down on all the bases. He can actually siege this mineral line of the natural from the low ground outside. He doesn't even need to run into the base to actually attack this base, given how many siege tanks he has. And look at this, setting up
in the top right as well. It looks like Trutacz has finally tried to go into air, but I think it's a little bit too late. He has one Mutalisk in the top right corner that is going to clear up that drop. But as you say, there is a big amount of vultures and tanks outside the front of the main. Oh my god, but there's 2 ultras on top of all the tanks, and they just did so much friendly fire splash to themselves.
They did indeed, but they do get taken down in the end. And Trutacz is now mined out at his own main and natural, and which means he's only on 2 base. And it looks like he didn't even transfer that many drones to the top right natural. So
oh,
he's
another vessel went down though.
Oh.
Scourge got yet another vessel. Like, considering he's been building Medic Marine all game, Dandy's not done a very good job of keeping anti-air by his vessels.
Yeah, for sure. But GG from Trutacz. He knows he can't stop the Terran advance any longer, and that means Dandy goes up 1-0 against Trutacz.
Crazy first game there, but that is going to lead us straight into the next map, which is in fact going to be Athena.
Alrighty. By the way, Midian just showed up in the channel. That's pretty cool.
I've not seen Midian's name in a long time.
I played against him the other day.
Ah, was he the guy you... didn't you beat him and then he was dodging you or something?
No, he wasn't dodging. I beat him because he was drunk.
Ah.
And then I decided that I'm never going to play against him again, so just going to keep my 100% win rate against Midian. And yes. We're in game, by the way.
Yep, I am just joining. Yeah, I mean, Trutacz put up a good fight there. It looks like Dandy... I mean, Dandy almost... he almost let the game go against him by just not macroing well enough early game somehow. And then a little bit later game, he was having a few problems building out all his buildings still. But in the end, he did still win. So, well played by Dandy. How is Trutacz going to react to how Dandy was playing last game on this map?
I guess we'll see. Dandy spawning as the blue Terran up at the top right on Athena, so grown extra high. Hopefully it's playable for Trutacz in particular. I know Zergs really don't like lag.
Yep, and in the 6 o'clock position, we do have the red Zerg trying to find his way back in this series, Trutacz.
Alrighty then. Alright, so where would the Zerg's third gas be? I guess he would take it on the left side. He could take that. That's pretty safe. Could potentially also just take another main. Yeah, that's all good. Okay, so it's not like Odd-Eye. You got quite a few choices here on Athena. That seems pretty nice for Trutacz. We'll see how he deals with everything.
Yeah, it's actually going to be a little bit harder in these positions, I think, for Dandy to take a third base. He's got a long way to walk, and either base that he goes to is going to be quite open to lane harass. So if Trutacz goes for his patented muter style from the previous game, Dandy may have a few problems as well, because there is a lot of airspace on all sides of the main. And look at this water behind the natural as well. I mean, I know I keep calling Guardians, but this is a really good Guardian map in these positions.
You really want to see Guardians kicks. Like, play somebody Guardians.
They're just good units. Like, they're good. They're just slow, so you need to get them in the right place.
I think Zergs very often do go for fast Guardians as well nowadays. At least I'm seeing it more than I used to, for sure. Rushing for Guardians from your hive, like off of your muta, used to definitely be a bit of an oddity. Interestingly, we have a fast pool and gas here from Trutacz. Presumably this is going to be for a 2-hatch muta build. Is this actually a 9 pool? Oh, I got a subscriber! Hey, Ad Hawkish, thank you so much for the subscription, dude. Appreciate it a lot.
This could very much be a 2-hatch muta build. It's interesting that he's not gone for his second hatch. He's gone for 9 pool speed first, so it'll be cool to see what he can actually manage to do with it. It doesn't look like Dandy's going to be walling on this map. It's kind of hard to wall this map. There's not... I mean, the natural choke is a little bit too big for a barracks deeper wall, so unless you're really going mech, you wouldn't wall. But yeah, this 9 pool speed could do a lot.
Dandy sent a second SCV scout though. He did send a second SCV scout, so he's being very, very careful. He should see the links, although the Overlord saw the SCV, so he could try to dodge it. No, Trutacz not going to dodge. Is he going to dodge it? Okay, no, it's going to be spotted. But if the SCV sees it, he can just pull like 6 SCVs onto his ramp and be safe, right? But not even 6. He doesn't need that many, does he?
Yeah, it depends. Like, I mean, Flash can do it with 1. But the more you have, the better. Like, you need to be super safe, and you need to get really good repairs. Like, if you don't repair properly, you will lose this situation. And it doesn't look like he's repairing. But it doesn't matter. Trutacz is going to pull back. There was too many Marines at the top of the ramp already, and Dandy actually reacting to this well, adding a second barracks before he goes into his command center and engineering bay. So I think we're going to see, we're possibly going to see Turax Academy come out of him now.
Trutacz could go again when speed finishes, though. He's still got 9 lings, and Dandy only left 3 SCVs here at the front. He's going to see it with the Overlord. Okay, Trutacz is going to see how many units are here with the Overlord. He sees 3 Marines and 3 SCVs. Does he go for this? Can he actually break this with 9 lings? He's got more lings on the way, actually. He's got 2 more sets of lings coming in. He's going to go for it. Here we go. He's going for the break.
Oh my god,
man, I don't think
Dandy's not repairing though. I think it doesn't matter though. It's just enough to hold the top of the ramp.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think that worked out very well for Trutacz there. I think maybe he spent a little bit too long targeting the wrong SCVs, giving the Marines too much time to actually attack them. I mean, Trutacz is still adding lings by the looks of it. Is he going to go for it again? I don't think he can bust the ramp anymore.
Man, that is really bad. I don't think he expected Dandy to actually go for the 2 racks here. That was a great adaptation by Dandy. I don't know if that's what Terrans normally do in this case, but that definitely helped him out there with all those. And now, oh my god, 6 Marines and 2 SCVs, 7 Marines and 2 SCVs. I don't think there's anything Trutacz can do to break this anymore.
Yeah, and he doesn't have vision over the ramp anymore either. I mean, realistically, Trutacz can just use the links for defense, but it puts him at such a bad position later on that maybe he feels like he has to break this now. Although he definitely can't break it, that's the problem. He needs to somehow get the Overlord Scout back in. How far in did that Overlord go? I didn't see. I think he saw the top of the ramp, but we're going to see a Medic Marine push out soon. I mean, Trutacz can hide his lings here. There's so many places you can hide your lings, and he can go for a massive counterattack and defend. It looks like Dandy is going to check the main, see what tech there is. Sees no tech whatsoever. So
he
I mean,
also
he's in a good position.
He sees no gas mining, and he sees 7 drones. That scan by itself shows him Trutacz is all in still on the Zerglings. Like, why else would you not be mining gas right now as Trutacz? I guess you could say, well, he's trying to get his drones back. There goes the Overlord. He's going in for the attack. He's going for this round with his 2 fire bats. He's going to take out the fire bats, but I don't think he can take the rest.
I think he can kill everything.
It looks like he might do it.
But there's 2 fire bats on the ramp again. Dandy making the perfect choice there, adding 2 extra fire bats to keep himself alive. But I mean, losing that first Medic Marine force does actually put you a little bit further behind than you'd like to be. But he's definitely not going to be able to break this ramp now. 4 fire bats is pretty much unbreakable by just lings.
Trutacz is not building drones. This is the Faust situation all over again. You know, even if he doesn't, even if they trade away and Dandy loses stuff, it doesn't matter because Trutacz only has 7 drones. Like, sure, he has his natural, but he's got no economy. And look how many drones Dandy has. He's getting his engineering bay. He's teching up. He's got 4 freaking fire bats. Like, Trutacz is so dead. Oh god.
I mean, it looks like Dandy actually did scan the natural, sees no drones at the natural and some lings leaving, so he knows exactly what he's against. Now, is Dandy going to make a misstep, move out at the wrong angle and lose absolutely everything? I think it's going to be very difficult for him, but it is still possible. There is a lot of lings out on the map right now for Trutacz.
If Dandy actually moves out and dies, I would be extremely disappointed in him. Oh, I mean, wait, could he even die to us already? He's got 6 fire bats kicks. Surely you can just A-move that and kill all the Zerglings.
I mean, necessarily, you don't have to engage the Terran here. Like, he has, I mean, he's gone up to his 3rd hatchery, but it looks like he is going to see the move out. There's no Sunkens yet, which is going to be the problem. But if he can get some Sunkens up against these fire bats, the fire bats are not going to be able to do anything. It's whether or not he can actually afford them.
Here we go!
Coming in from all angles, the medics aren't with the fire bats. This is huge.
But it's okay, Kicks, because fire bats rule. Oh yeah, 12 kills on that fire bat. 5 kills on the Marine.
Oh my god, there's another 3 fire bats as well. Has Trutacz switched to making drones? Like, I can't believe he hasn't made any drones since he killed that first army.
I told you he's completely all in, and Danny's like, well, I guess I'm going mass fire bats. Wait, guys, am I watching Oxzerg here? What's going on right now? Is Trutacz actually, or is this Oxzerg smurfing as Trutacz? Why? He's only making Zerglings kicks against mass fire bat.
Oh no. Oh my god, he's got to go surround though. I don't think it's enough! I'm somewhat baffled by Trutach's choice just to go mega all in when he did kill that first force. Like, it seems like such a bizarre decision.
It's like the Tresha game. Oh god.
Oh no.
19 kills! This fireman has 19 kills!
And he's got 2 personal medics as well. Look at him. He is the boss of this game. And Dandy does scan the main again to check for a lair, which isn't gonna happen. Also sees there's still been no extra drones added on. Dandy has got a feel in an incredible position right now.
Die. No time, fireman! You've got 19
No!
kills! No! He had 21 at the end.
Oh, and he's gonna lose his medics as well. These poor hero medics have done so much. Just dying at the last possible second.
Dude, the firebat groupies there, those 2 medics getting taken down after he was slain. They couldn't live on without him.
Dandy is on 4 racks in his main going up to vessels. He's skipping tanks, but this is going to be incredibly hard for Trutacz to stop when this leaves his base. Trutacz is still on 7 drones. Still.
I mean, he's facing pure Zerglings. I don't think tanks are actually that good against purelings. He's building a command center! This is amazing. Oh my god.
Trutacz just making the wrong decision to go super all in. I mean, technically, if he gets the right angle, he can beat all of these Marines.
Oh, there's no fire mats here. He's got no fire mats. He's got +1 attack though.
He needs to get around the medics though. Oh no. GG.
GG.
Trutacz doing so well in most of